Hello, my brothers and sisters, and welcome again in the Belgian forests. Communicating with dragons. How do we actually communicate with dragons? Actually, our dragons. The dragons that are by your side. Because there is no dragon language that actually any human would understand. Any human ear, whenever they hear the dragon language, they will never understand what the dragon is actually trying to say. They will only see it like animal behavior, animal sounds. But in fact, they are communicating. And they are communicating with you as well. And it's very important to know whenever they are communicating with you. Because I have no doubt that inside of your entire life, they might have tried to communicate with you. But you also need to respond. Also, you need to respond in a draconic way, in your own dragon language. But how do you do that? So in the beginning of my path, let me start all over, try to understand where it comes from. In the beginning of my path, I had an apparition of a dragon that was in front of me. This dragon immediately wanted to talk with me. He did talk to me. And that was so confusing about it. There was one ear that didn't understand what was going on, didn't understand the word of the dragon, didn't even understood that he was actually talking. And the other hand, on the other side, I could understand every single word the dragon was saying. So what was going on? Like I said, in the beginning of your path can be very much chaos. Like the Tiamat. Tiamat is the embodiment of chaos, the embodiment, the dragon goddess that is all close to us. That also our paths begins out of chaos. And out of chaos, you create your own path. But this is also something very important. But also very important to understand the dragon. So I sometimes come to the forest here actually to try to understand what the dragon language actually is, how to communicate with the dragon. But it's actually very simple. How to communicate with the dragon is simply to focus yourself. Sometimes things come without knowing it, but sometimes you have to let your human self sleep to be able to understand what the dragon is saying, but also to be able to respond to what they are saying. And with a dragon inside of yourself, a dragon spirit that's actually the one that is trying to communicate with the dragon. But your humanity is so lost and doesn't even actually know what was going on. That is why sometimes we make the mistake that a dragon language can be translated in human. Well, actually it can. It can, but you cannot write it. Sometimes people make the mistake that you can write it. But dragon language cannot be written because they are not humans. Not at all humans. And sometimes whenever the dragon is saying, it's like 100% chaos with your humanity and your draconic self. Understanding the dragon happens with the inner ear. But the inner ear, which I understand with the dragon ear. With the dragon ear, you can hear the dragon. You can understand the dragon. Also with your dragon eyes, you can see the dragon. With everything that the dragon. And that is sometimes we need to focus ourselves. We need to sometimes go to the forest and sometimes go in front of our dragon altars to focus ourselves to what kind of an abilities that we can have. And that was the first thing actually that happened on my dragon's path. Whenever I was awakened by the dragon, I could understand the dragon. I could understand every word. And I didn't even understood why. Why am I understanding this dragon? Why can I see this dragon? Why can I feel the dragon? I was always telling myself, why is this happening? Why can I understand the dragon? Because in a way, I also understood that I thought that I was not looking for the dragon, while I actually was looking for the dragon very much. Whenever I say the dragon within you, I don't mean that this is a different entity. That this is actually you. This is your draconic self, your higher self, your higher abilities. Oh my God, that was loud. So, this is your draconic self, your higher self, and that is what you have to let yourself into. Whenever you open up the gate for the dragon, it means that you are able to open it. It means that your soul is looking for the dragon. It means that you are ready to understand the dragon. And sometimes we don't even understand what is going on whenever the dragon is trying to say something to you. And whenever the dragon is trying to say something to you, it's always going to be something that I can experience as magical. It's beautiful. Whenever the dragon not only listening, whenever we are listening to the dragon's voice and the dragon language, it's actually awakening much more of our higher self. Every word, it's actually not a word, whatever comes out of them, but everything that they are saying awakens you more and more and more. And that is something that you need to focus yourself on. That you are ready to understand the dragon, that you also are ready to talk with them, that you are ready to communicate with dragons, that you are ready to do this. That your entire life that you know about your humanity, that now suddenly you understand the dragon language inside of your inner ear. Inner ear means your ear of the dragon that actually lives inside of you. The more that you are awakened, the more that you understand of what the dragon is saying. The more that you understand what the dragon is saying, the more you understand where you need to go inside of your dragon's path. That is why also I'm quite far away in my dragon's path. I would actually never return from it. That is why sometimes people are still trying to convert me to other spiritualities or religions or whatever. It cannot be. I'm too far away in the dragon's path. I cannot return. I cannot go back. And I would never go back. Whatever the dragon is telling to me, all of the secrets of the dragon's path and the dragon realms and the void and about our own spirituality, that is something that the dragon was saying, that there is a dragon living inside. And I would never actually accept this in the beginning, because I saw the dragon as much more than myself. But what the dragon is actually trying to do is to communicate with your higher self, with your dragon self. And that is something that we need to focus ourselves on. Of course, not to lose our humanity, because in the beginning of my path, I almost lost my own humanity. I had to do my best to act like humans and to be like humans. But every single time, and I was always open to hear the dragon's voice, to hear whatever they are saying. And I was always able to respond, always able to say something that they can understand. Because our human mouth, it always moves. But whenever you are connecting with the dragon, it doesn't need to move. It's actually the inner mouth that is trying to communicate with the dragon. You can let it go with it. You go with your spirit. It's actually much more easy to do that. But sometimes I'm saying nothing. And yet I'm still connecting and communicating with the dragon. And that is also what happens to all of us. We understand whatever dragons are telling us. We understand, and they are understanding whatever we are trying to say something. But whenever your words are empty, they don't hear it. They don't understand whatever you are saying. But whenever you are focusing yourself with your dragon selves, you are focusing yourself with and communicating with your draconic self and your higher self. You are understanding and communicating with the dragon. In the beginning of my path, I didn't understand what was going on. But like I said, I experimented. I wanted to know. I wanted to know what this all is. Because I do connect. I love the dragons. I love them so much. And that is the key to us all. We all have a different path. We all have a different everything on the dragon's path. We have a different spirit, a different trinity, a different all of them. But it's all the dragon. It's all the dragon, and it's all the same dragon language that we all connect with. That I can understand every dragon. That you can understand every dragon, whatever they are telling us. And that they can understand whatever you are saying, because you are telling it with a dragon mind and a dragon heart. Everything is perfect in balance. And that is why in 2005 I could understand for the very first time that whenever a dragon, the dragon that is by my side, the dragon was talking to me. And on the other hand, my humanity was so much confusing, because like I said, we don't have manuals. We don't know what to do, and we don't know what should be done. But actually nothing should be done. Just be yourself. Like I said, the dragon inside your higher self, it's you. It's not a different kind of entity that is possessing your body. No, it's what you are. And your humanity is just a different version of that. A different version of what you are as a dragon. But like I said, the human language is not a dragon language. We sometimes need to understand what they are saying by opening our own mind and spirit. And that is why I come here in the forest, because everything is quiet here. just the birds. That is the only thing. And sometimes I just need to focus myself. In the beginning of my path, whenever I was awakened, it went by itself. I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. I told people what is going on. I can see, I can feel, I can communicate with dragons. And that is what I can still do to this day. Of course, people who are not familiar with the dragon's path or dragons themselves or dragon witches, they will see how ridiculous it is, of course. But I'm over that stage. I don't mind that stage anymore. Whatever people say to me, I don't mind it. I build a wall in front of it. But what I can say to you, my brothers and sisters, that you have to focus yourself. If you are interested in communicating with dragons, you have to know that they are not talking in in a human language. They are talking in a dragon language. And that you understand this because inside of you lives a draconic energy, your higher self that can understand dragons. You understand dragons with an inner ear, and you talk with them with an inner mouth. So that is how communication with dragon works. You don't have to, like Latin or whatever. You don't have to do that. You don't have to speak in Latin. You don't have to speak any human language. Whenever the dragon tells me his name in itself is also being said in a draconic tongue. I can I can only understand his name in a draconic language. That is why I do not share the name with you, my brothers and sisters, because I cannot. This tongue is not made for that. Whenever I say his name in a draconic language, gates will open. That is, the gates of the dragon will open. The gates of everything will be opened. The dragon's name in itself is a dragon spell to open up the dragon's gate, to summon the dragon whenever you call their name in a dragon language. And that is, my brothers and sisters, how you communicate with dragons.